Welcome to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the #1 podcast and resource for Black entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful, sustainable businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. If you're currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, you're invited to join us each and every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family and get ready to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 442. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today's show topic is your money is hiding outside your comfort zone. Your money is hiding outside your comfort zone. You know, many of us entrepreneurs, we tend to get complacent or comfortable. And the only way we're going to grow and scale our business is by becoming uncomfortable. And on today's Black Entrepreneur Blueprint podcast, I'm going to discuss the importance of why you need to go outside of your comfort zone to reach entrepreneurial success. And I'm also going to give you 5 tips to help you do so. But before we get to today's show, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to welcome all first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and resource links, such as the link to my latest book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. 2 platforms I've created to help circulate dollars in the worldwide Black community, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. Also, BEB Academy, which is our online learning portal. You can get 3 days free access to the Academy by going to BEBacademy.com and then just enroll, and you'll have access to all the online courses, masterclasses, tutorials, PDF downloads, and resources to help you elevate your entrepreneur IQ. And this is for people that are currently entrepreneurs and also prospective entrepreneurs. And last but not least, guys, don't forget to register and sign up for our newsletter. So every Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, our newsletter comes out, and we have the show notes in addition to all types of content for Black entrepreneurs and resources. We have the show notes for all our latest episodes. So if you're driving in your car, you're exercising, and you can't write down some of the links or some of the things that we discuss here on BEB, make sure you go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, and which is the website. And at the bottom of each page, there'll be a newsletter sign up or join us. And that's going to the same place. So you'll get the newsletter every Monday and Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And once again, it has all the show notes and links there. Now, let's get ready for today's show. So today's show topic is your money is hiding outside your comfort zone. Now, if you've listened to the show for any period of time, you guys know that I've started over 17 plus businesses. And so I've been out of my comfort zone for 20 plus years as an entrepreneur, and I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think as an entrepreneur, that's going to be the space that you're going to need to get to in order to be super successful, being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And it's funny because when I started these businesses, I didn't know anything. You know, I'm just like everybody else. But what I've done is I've taken the opportunity to go out of my comfort zone and learn new things. And as you continue to learn things on your entrepreneurial journey, you start stacking and stacking and stacking. And then after a while, you become what's called a savant or an expert almost, because you've seen and gone through almost everything there is to go through as an entrepreneur. I say it all the time. I've seen the highs, the lows. I've almost lost it all twice. I've been blessed to be able to build back 2 multi-million-dollar businesses after I've almost lost it all twice. And so I've seen the gamut of highs and lows and everything in between. But that only comes with experience. And that experience comes by going outside of your comfort zone. So on today's show, we're going to discuss the importance of going outside your comfort zone. And also I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to help you do so. Okay. Now it's funny because people always laugh. They're like, damn, dude, you done started over 17 businesses. And my comfort zone is almost anywhere right now because I'm used to expanding my horizons. And that's something that you guys are going to have to learn how to do. I know a lot of times with life, especially if you're currently an employee looking to transition into an entrepreneur, I know a lot of times with life, you get complacent. Your money's good. It's not where you want it to be per se, but you're living a comfortable life. And so you never take that next step to transition from employee to entrepreneur because you're comfortable. Okay. You may not be exactly where you want to be, but you're not hurting enough where you're going to make that move to take you outside of your comfort zone. And that's one of the biggest killers of entrepreneurial dreams. And so I would prefer to be to the point where I need to make a move, because when you go out of your comfort zone, guys, you learn things, you grow, your skill set increases, your experiences increase, which is going to help you become a better entrepreneur. There's a quote by, I believe it's Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it says, "The mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimensions." The mind, once stretched by a new idea, never returns to its original dimensions. That's meaning your mind is going out of its comfort zone. And once it goes out of that comfort zone, it can never come back to the space that it previously was because of the experiences that you have. Now, before we talk about the 5 tips to help you move outside of your comfort zone, I want to talk about what happens when you stay in your comfort zone, meaning that you don't expand anymore. So one thing that happens is you don't grow as a person or as an entrepreneur. So if you're never doing or trying anything new, you're stagnant. I use this example a lot of times when I talk about my kids. I always wanted my girls to go to school out of state, right? So my oldest graduated from Duke, which is in North Carolina, and my youngest graduated from University of Virginia, obviously, which is in Virginia. And so I always talk to people and they're like, oh, man, your daughters, you don't mind them being that far from you. I'm like, nah, that's how you grow. I want them to get out of that comfort zone where they know that they can come home to mom and dad's house, within an hour or 45 minutes. Right now, my youngest is out living in Chicago and my oldest is in Brooklyn. But she used to be out in Los Angeles all the way across the country. And I was cool with that. And I want them to get those experiences. So when you stay in your comfort zone, you don't grow as a person and as an entrepreneur. So expand that, and I just want to touch on this real quick. I've had some of my friends who have kids and they're just like, they're so scared of their kids leaving the area. I'm like, don't you want them to experience the world? Don't you want them to experience different scenarios, other cultures and things of that nature? So you want to be able to expand your horizons, as they say. So you don't grow as a person or an entrepreneur when you stay in your comfort zone. Another thing that happens when you stay in your comfort zone is you get comfortable and sometimes complacent, meaning that you're starting to settle for things. Okay, you're not inspired. Okay, you're not stimulated. You get comfortable and complacent. You're not going after new things. You're not looking for new adventures. So that's what happens when you stay in your comfort zone. Something else that happens is you don't learn anything new and your mind limits itself. Your mind limits itself. Now, I got a lot of family down south, right? And I got some relatives that have damn near never been out of South Carolina before. All right. And you can kind of tell people that don't have those experiences. There's more to living in this one state, and I say that to people. I got family in New York that, they never leave New York City. But there's more world out there, more experiences out there when you get out there and you see other cultures, you see other things. So you don't learn anything new and your mind limits yourself when you stay in your comfort zone. Another thing that happens is pretty much that things stay the same. So if you're okay with how things are, then I guess you're good. But if you want change, then you have to go out of your comfort zone. You have to do it. I don't understand how you can live life and not try to experience the fullness of that life, of this life or your life. So these are some of the things that happen when you stay in your comfort zone. Now, let me show you where the money is hiding, okay? Your money is hiding outside your comfort zone because you're not comfortable starting a new business. It's hiding out there, guys. The money is out there. So as entrepreneurs or prospective entrepreneurs, you got to make that first step, okay? And that can be very uncomfortable. But remember, it's all about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. So your money is hiding outside your comfort zone because you're not comfortable starting your business. Your money is also hiding outside your comfort zone once you understand that you can live without an employer's paycheck. And I get it, guys, it's scary. But once you understand that and you get comfortable with not having a paycheck every week, every 2 weeks, every month, or however you get paid. See, we get accustomed to a whole lot of things. And so once you understand that you can live without an employer's paycheck, trust me, breaking that part of the comfort zone is big because now you have to rely on yourself. Your money is also hiding outside your comfort zone because you're not comfortable learning how to build a lead generation system. You know, I talk to entrepreneurs all day, every day, be it my coaching or just talking to entrepreneurs in general. And one of the things is, I don't know how to build a lead generation system. I don't know how to create funnels. I don't know how to do this, create a lead magnet. Well, you'd better understand and learn how to do that. Go out of your comfort zone. Learn those skills that you need. Or if you have the money, pay somebody to do it for you. And I'm talking about right now where your money is hiding. Okay? Your money is hiding outside your comfort zone because you're not comfortable asking your current clients for referrals. I was just doing a mastermind last night, and that was one of the things that came up. If you have a customer base, right, it's hiding there. It's outside of the comfort zone. I know a lot of people, you don't like to bug your customers, quote unquote. But if you provided good products and or services, hey, this is how I make my living. You know, do you have anybody else that has an interest, or do you think has an interest in my ABC product or service, whatever it is? Okay. So you got to be comfortable asking your current client base for referrals. Another place your money is hiding outside your comfort zone is because you're not comfortable investing money in yourself and your business. Okay. You're not investing money in yourself and your business. And when you do that, that's going to allow you to find that money outside of your comfort zone. A lot of times we don't use or utilize our resources correctly as entrepreneurs. And I get it. We got to pay bills. We got to, enjoy a little bit of the fruits of our labor. I get all of that. But if you're not investing in yourself and in your business isn't going to be able to grow and scale. So your money is hiding outside your comfort zone because you're not investing that money in yourself and your business. Your money is also hiding outside your comfort zone because you're listening to people who tell you that you can't do it. So negative feedback, fear, all right, fear of losing it all, whatever. You're listening to the wrong people. Remember, people will tell you things based on their perceptions. So if they've never thought about being an entrepreneur, have no idea about being an entrepreneur, then when you listen to them talk, that's the perspective they're speaking from. I always tell you, guys, my mom always used to say, remember the source. Remember who you're speaking to. Remember where they're coming from. Remember what their intentions are. Okay, remember the source. So your money is hiding outside your comfort zone because you're listening to people that tell you can't do it. Your money is also hiding outside your comfort zone because you don't have the guts to go get it. It's sitting there, guys. It's sitting there. And I don't mean to be disrespectful or condescending, but when I say guts, you don't have the confidence to go out and get it and start your own business. Nobody is going to protect you or love you like you love yourself, hopefully. Okay? Nobody. I don't care if you've been at your employer for 25, 30 years. Y'all know what's happening in this economy right now. If they have to get rid of you, trust me, they will. My daughters are in the tech sector. They're laying off people at Facebook / Meta, all types of different tech companies are laying off. Grubhub, I saw, is laying off people. So, once again, nobody's going to care about you and take care of you better than yourself. Now, you may have a great relationship with your employer, a long-standing relationship with your job and all that. You love your boss, you love your coworkers. That's all fine and dandy. But the bottom line is you have to take care of yourself. You got to take care of yourself. So this is where the money is hiding. Now, let me show you how to get this money, okay? We're going to give you 5 tips on how to get this money. So tip number 1 to how to get your money: determine what it is that you really want. And I know that sounds super simplistic, but it's the first step. Determine what it is that you really want. Do you want your own business? Do you want freedom and flexibility? Do you want more money, etc.? Whatever it is, what's your motivation? So if you're an employee and you want to transition into an entrepreneur, that's your motivation. If you want to create a life of freedom and flexibility with passive income, that's your motivation. That's what you really want. Do you want more money? Whatever it is, number 1, determine what it is that you really want. Number 2, make a plan to get what you want. Once again, very simplistic. But just because it's simple doesn't mean it's easy. All right. So what do you need to get what you want? What do you need to get what you want? So if you want to be an entrepreneur, what do you need to get to that point? If you want freedom and flexibility, what do you need to get to that point? If you want more money, what do you need to do to get to that point? For example, right? So if you want to buy your first home, you're going to go through a whole process. And this is what I'm talking about. Make a plan to get what you want. You're going to get your credit and finances in order, number 1. You're going to talk to a mortgage professional and get pre-approved. You'll then select a real estate agent. Then you find a house and make an offer. So make a plan to get what you want. And I just used an example of somebody buying their home, a first-time home buyer, whatever. But it's the same concept if you're trying to start your own business, if you want freedom and flexibility, if you want more money, whatever it is that you want. Number 2, make a plan to get what you want. And today we're talking about your money is hiding outside your comfort zone, stretching boundaries in order to get that money. Number 1 was determine what it is that you really want. Number 2, make a plan to get what you want. Number 3, be prepared to go outside of your comfort zone to get it. Be prepared to go outside your comfort zone to get it. And that's what we're talking about today. So recognize and understand that you'll have to do things you've probably never done before. You're going to have to learn things you probably never learned before. And you're going to have to experience things that you probably never experienced before. That's expanding your comfort zone. That's going places that you have never been mentally and or physically, psychologically, spiritually. Be prepared to go outside of your comfort zone to get it. Anything that you've ever achieved, that was worthwhile, I'm pretty sure you had to stretch to get it, right? So be prepared to do that. Number 4, start slowly and test the waters. Start slowly and test the waters. You always want to proceed slowly, but don't be afraid to test things out before you completely jump in. You don't want to just dive in and say, to hell with it, I'm all in. So, for example, as an entrepreneur, you want to get proof of concept for your new business before you quit your job, right? Now, what true proof of concept is when a customer goes into Hip Pocket National and buys your product and or service. So you want to test it out first. Even if you have dummy products or services, you can always refund the money. Okay, but you can go to focus groups, you can go to your family and friends, and they're going to tell you, oh, that's a great idea, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I would buy it. But the real litmus test, okay, proof of concept, is somebody literally going in their pocket and paying for your product or service. And if you've listened to the show for any period of time, you might have heard me tell this story before. I'm going to give you the abbreviated version. I was working on a supplement product that I created years ago. The manufacturer went out of business because it was actually going pretty well. And what I was doing was, before I actually went hog wild and bought, all these bottles of supplements, what I did was I got some samples. Then I had some digital mock-ups made of the bottle with all my packaging and labeling. I had talked to the manufacturer and I said, when I order the first 100 units, how long will it take me to get these units? And he said it'll take about 2 to 3 days with your label on them. I'm like, cool. So I created a landing page. I ran traffic to the landing page and I ran a promotion. Now, remember, I only had about 4 or 5 bottles, which were the samples. So I didn't even invest in the inventory yet until I knew if I could sell these supplements. And so I started selling and I said, if I hit 25 to 30 bottles sold, then I'll fulfill the order. I'll call the manufacturer, yo, slap my label on that so I can ship these out to my customers. If I didn't hit 25 to 30 sales, I would have refunded the people that paid for the actual bottles and told them that, there's a problem or whatever. So before I went and had a couple hundred bottles of supplements in my basement or garage, let me get true proof of concept. So remember, true proof of concept is when a customer goes in, takes money out their pocket or their bank account and buys your product or service. And what we're talking about today, guys, is your money is hiding outside your comfort zone. So tip number 4 on how to get your money: start slowly and test the waters. And last but not least, tip number 5, be prepared to have setbacks and failures. So as an entrepreneur, you got to understand that you're going to have setbacks and failures. That's part of the process of becoming a successful entrepreneur. Now, we're taught not to have failures or setbacks from an early age. In school, riding your bike, you don't want to fall down, getting bad grades in school. But entrepreneurship is totally different. That's par for the course, meaning that's what's supposed to happen. So that's normally taking people outside of their comfort zone. If you have a few setbacks or failures, we tend, if you're not a seasoned entrepreneur, you tend to draw back and be like, hey, maybe this isn't for me. But number 5, be prepared to have setbacks and failures. It's all part of the process. So going outside of your comfort zone, guys, it's something that you can, it's a muscle that you can train. As I mentioned early on in the show, I've started 17 businesses. And one of the things that people always think that you got to be super smart to start a business. And it's so crazy when I look back at my entrepreneurial journey when I first went out there and I look back and see how ignorant I was as an entrepreneur, ignorant as in not knowing. I always had smarts, but you look at successful entrepreneurs and they learn by doing. To be, do. You have to have the action behind it. Doesn't matter how many books you read. Doesn't matter how many people you watch do whatever you do or want to do. You don't get the true or full experience until you actually do it. There's theory and then there's practical application. Theory can come from anywhere. Practical application comes from actually doing something. So the way to become a successful entrepreneur is by failing. That's part of the process. The more that you fail and have setbacks, the more that you learn. Now, the only way that you're going to turn that failure into success is by understanding what happened, why it happened, and let's make sure this doesn't happen again as you move forward. As we get into the last quarter of today's show, I just want to share a story about an entrepreneur that moved out of his comfort zone and what happened when he was able to do that. But before we get to this story, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. Let me give you my resource links and my contact information, social media information, and all that good stuff. I'm going to keep it super simple. Now, go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That is the website. We spend a lot of time and resources building this website. We want the website to be the resource for Black entrepreneurs. So all my online courses, the whole ecosystem, my book, A New Black Wall Street, go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com and you'll see everything on the front page. You'll see my book, A New Black Wall Street, Brand Builder Academy. You'll also see the login or information for BEB Academy. Just go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. If you're lazy, go to bebconnect.com. It's going to take you right to the website. All right, now, social media and contact information. Anything long, family, hit me on my email, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, JAYJONES at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, JJones001. That's JAYJONES001. Instagram, I have 2 IG accounts. Number 1 is J Jones for real, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. Second one is Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and hit that subscribe button. LinkedIn, you can find me. Just look for J Jones, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Clubhouse, you can get at me at I am J Jones. Everything else and all the resources, guys, go to blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Hit the Learn tab, and you'll have access to all types of resources, online courses, PDF downloads, podcast episode, resources for marketing, e-commerce, scaling your business, strategy and mindset, everything you need to build a successful business. blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. All right, that's the easiest way. Everything is on the website. Now, let me tell you guys this story real quick. I have a friend of mine who's been working in corporate America for years, and he's always been gun shy about getting out and doing his own thing. So he always had an interest in real estate. This dude must have been reading 10 books a month about real estate investing, flipping, and all that, but he just never had the gumption to pull the trigger. And about 2 years ago, I was like, dude, you playing with this. You getting older. If you had started this 2 years earlier or when you first started it, you probably be making a mint right now. And so finally, he was like, man, Jay, I need your help going through this process. I want to buy my first house. I want to renovate it and then flip it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm helping him. I'm walking through the steps. I damn near should have got paid off of it, as much work as I was doing with him. But I understood that he was outside of his comfort zone. And so fast forward, he did his first house. And in the first 2 years, he did about 4 to 5 houses. And he was averaging anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000 profit per flip. And these were like starter homes, maybe at, high ones, twos, mid $200,000, put a couple of dollars in it, flip it. And, the market, last couple of months has been going crazy. So he's making a whole lot of money. So I talked to him yesterday, and he's telling me, yeah, man, my goal is to do 4 flips a year for the next couple of years so I can level up and then start buying multi-unit buildings. And he said, I got a couple of crews. I got a great realtor that I'm working with. He has 2 realtors he's working with. And I started laughing. I said, damn. I said, look where you've come in this short period of time. And he was like, bro, you were right, man. I wish I would have done this, 2 years earlier. But when you go outside of your comfort zone, it's a stretch. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's a stretch. It's something that you haven't done before. But after you start doing it, a series or a period of time, it becomes second nature. And now the only question you have, like most people, is, why didn't I do this earlier? Okay. It's funny, just like recording the podcast. You guys, man, if you would have seen me in my first 100 episodes, not even that, maybe my first 50 episodes, I'm trying to do this, get everything right. The process now, I literally could wake up, and I have done this before. I could be in the shower in the morning, a concept comes to my head, and I can go and drop it right on the same day with no notes or anything. And I've literally done that on many of the episodes because it's become second nature to me now. Knowing how to talk for 45 minutes or an hour without a guest, being able to carry a show. That's something that I had to learn how to do. And so when you start something that you've never done before, there's going to be setbacks, as I mentioned, failures. It's not going to be perfect. But when you keep doing it, it becomes normal for you. You're comfortable doing it. I listened to some of my earlier shows, and I was just cracking up with my cousin the other day. I'm like, damn, I was doo-doo, man. I was garbage. But I was honing my craft, and I didn't let that uncomfortable feeling stop me going out of my comfort zone. And so now, as we embark on episode 442 weeks later, I'm super comfortable behind the mic. I literally, if I was in an audience and somebody said, hey, I need you to come up here and do a podcast episode right now, I literally could go up and I could pick a topic and I can give you a solid 30 to 45 minute podcast episode. And not because I'm so great, but it's because I honed my skill and I stepped out of my comfort zone. And when you do that, guys, the world is limitless. It's limitless. So I go back to my buddy who's now talking about, flipping all these houses each year so he can level up, and he's saving his money so he can level up to start doing apartment buildings. And the biggest regret that he had was that he wished he had done it earlier. And that's what most people say once they go out of their comfort zone and then realize that, you know what, this wasn't that hard. It's not as hard as people make it seem. I'm going to tell you guys, every entrepreneur starts off, we don't know anything. We may know a little bit, but until you get in there and start mixing around, that's when you truly learn how to be a successful entrepreneur. And so you may look at these people, oh, this guy started, this multi-million-dollar business. He has to be super smart. No, I know people that started multi-million-dollar businesses that literally aren't super smart. I met a dude that had a string of gas stations and auto repair centers. And if you met the dude, you'd be like, damn, did this dude get out of middle school? But he knows his business. And he built a chain of auto repair stores and ended up selling them for millions of dollars. So don't be enamored and think that you don't have what it takes to be successful. You just have to go outside your comfort zone. And the key to that, family, is your money is hiding outside of your comfort zone. That's where the money is. Now, if you're comfortable with the money that you're making, just stay the same. Don't do nothing. But if you want more money, if you want to start your business, if you want whatever you're looking for, you got to expand your horizons, guys. Your money is hiding outside your comfort zone and is waiting for you to go get it. It's sitting there. It's got your name on it. All you have to do is go get it. Expand your horizon. Stop being scared. And your money is hiding outside of your comfort zone. Now, I say this each and every week, family. We get more and more downloads because of you, the BEB family. I couldn't do it without you. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the website, blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Please utilize the website. We want that to be the resource for Black entrepreneurs worldwide. Remember, guys, it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the worldwide Black community by building and supporting Black-owned businesses. Love you guys. See you same time next week. Peace.